Okay, today is going to be flight lesson number 7. So I missed one because we had a cancellation last Saturday, pushed it to this coming Saturday. So that means I have not flown since last Tuesday. So let's see how rusty I got in just a week. It is a tad warm. All right, let's turn the AC on for a second. Okay, pre-flight complete. Seatbelts, check. Parking brake is set. Radios, transponders are off. Circuit breakers are all in. Fuel selector, fullest tank. Left sounds good, they were about equal. Mixture rich. Carb heat is off. Master switch on. Okay. Beacon on. Nav lights on, night only. You said you like them on anyway.
Yeah, extra visibility.
Okay. Fuel pump on. Prime is required. Get down because you were just up. Little.
Still give it the 2 pumps.
Oh. 2. Clear. Throttle, quarter, magnetos, both. Okay, stir, gauge. Pattern a little farther than I thought. Okay, oil pressure check. Fuel pump off. Hey, let's remember that's off. Okay, fuel pressure check. Radio turn on.
Well, it's certainly loud enough.
Yeah. Okay, radio check. Great Barrington 20 Romeo, radio check.
20 Romeo, you're loud and clear. Altimeter 3022.
3022. 3022. Okay. Test brakes. I keep forgetting, no damn toe brakes.
Nope.
Alright, okay, we're gonna taxi on over, I guess.
You missed something.
What? Oh, transponder.
There you go.
Alright.
Okay, now we're ready to
How do I
taxi.
keep...
Who knows?
Okay, so...
I was gonna bring your power back just a little bit.
I was thinking about that, but I'm like, how in the world am I going to get my hand off of the brake to the throttle?
Okay, so we do have traffic out there, so we'll pull up and we'll stop because he's not making any radio calls.
Okay, can you? I can't see him. Where?
He's coming over the pine trees over there.
Okay, I
From
got
right
him
to
now.
left.
Just trying to get in the habit of when you see him, try and see him myself so I can get accustomed to what I'm looking for. That one's fairly obvious.
Yeah, bright yellow tends to help. Like a flying dandelion is what somebody called it one day.
I was watching him take off a couple times when I got here, and it was a pretty steep rate of climb.
Yeah, they're pretty overpowered for their weight, at least the ones that we have. They came out of the factory with a 65 horsepower engine, and that thing, you're lucky to get up and over the trees. But this one has an 80, or this one has the 90 horsepower, I think. The other one has the 85. And both of those, especially in the winter time, those things are like freaking rocket ships.
Because the air's a lot denser then?
Yep.
Okay.
And so in all likelihood, he's probably not using the runway. He's probably landed on the grass. So it looks like he's landed just on the side of the runway. So
A little bit of headwind for 29, right?
Yep. Alright, let's go ahead back down the runway.
So, Great Barrington 20 Romeo, taxi, back taxi 29.
Yep.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, back taxi 29.
The problem with the Cubs is they're from the 40s, so they don't have an electrical system. So there's nothing to power the radio, so what we end up having to do is we have to have a handheld radio in there. And the handheld radio is good as long as they're in the pattern. If they're much farther out than that, we can't hear them. And then just from transmitting, just for like an hour flight, it kills an entire 9-volt battery.
Wow.
So it's just of a pain in the butt. So whenever you see them going out, it's easier to just keep in your mind that there might be a Cub out there somewhere.
Gotcha.
And just think that they're not going to have a radio.
Still find it crazy that they don't need them.
About 10 miles to the north, bound for a landing. Great Barrington.
My student coming back, he's going to get a swift kick up his ass. I sent him on a cross country. He's the kind of, he's a kid, so he's, you know, kind of pushing and invincible.
Yeah.
8255 Dakota.
And so I sent him on a cross country today to Glens Falls by himself, and I'm watching him on the internet, and it doesn't look like he landed. It looks like he went up, climbed up to his cruise altitude for the way home, turned around and came home. So we're gonna have to ask him what the deal is with that. And 3-3 uniform, welcome back. Altimeter's 3022, local traffic's using 29.
So around here, you assist incoming traffic too, just
Yeah,
if you're listening.
because a lot of the times I don't hear him inside for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, so we're going to have somebody down here with us, so just make sure you leave them plenty of room. We'll just follow the curve around and
Okay.
point that direction over there.
Don't take up all 4 spaces.
Yeah, no, please don't.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick before we start, make sure you're nice and slow and methodical, only 2 clicks. If you go more than 2 clicks, just stop.
Just leave it alone.
Yep.
Idle it out. Okay. Alright, so parking brake is set. Speed 2000.
Brakes, 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 brakes. There you go.
Alright. And magnetos, 1 or 2 clicks. Good.
Yep.
Okay, let her come back up. 1 click. Good. Okay, carburetor heat on. Good. Green, green. Good. Vacuum gauge where it belongs. Back to 1,000. Okay. Okay, fuel selector on left. Fuel pump on.
Yep.
That's a handy one.
Sure is where we want it.
Engine gauges, everybody's in the green. Magnetos are on both. Primer is locked. Tip strobes. Strobes and everything up there. Okay, so lights on. Carburetor heat is off. Mixture is rich. Ammeters in the middle. Flaps to 2. Okay, trim tab set. I did that earlier while I was waiting a little bit. Not quite perfect. Okay, heading indicator. We are at 16, 17. Okay.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, so altimeter was done with the radio check, transponder sent to altitude, once, twice, function, okay. Controls are free and clear. Doors, windows closed, latched.
You can leave it open. I'm going to wait for him to land because I don't know where he is.
Okay. Who's that, the cop again?
No, my student somewhere out there.
Okay. Alright, seatbelts, fastened, takeoff, brief. I mean, we always say stay in the air is the goal, but in the long run, that's when you go over what do you do with power failure below this altitude, that altitude, when you can turn back, when you can't.
Yep, so my thought process on the whole turn back thing is like don't even attempt it, because that just puts you low to the ground in a steep turn, and it doesn't put you in a very good spot. So if my engine fails pretty much anywhere below 2,000 feet, I'm going to go straight ahead. It's not worth it to me to take the...
Mind if I go?
You can go. I think there's traffic entering the downwind, but yeah, you can head out in front of us.
Okay, good, yeah, because I'm going to head out to the west.
Okay, sounds good. I'm just going to go straight ahead into a field. That's from the point we rotate until I'm like 2,000 feet. Once I'm 2,000 feet, then I know I can come back.
Dakota 82.
Right? Because think about with the wind, I don't want to land here with the tailwind, for sure, or else we'll be over in the cornfield. So that's the one thing I go over, just, you know, straight ahead. We're going to push the nose forward to gain flying speed, use our flaps as necessary, and land somewhere straight ahead in front of us. The other thing that I do, which is the first part of that one, is if we have any problems on the runway, like your face itches, the oil pressure isn't where it's supposed to be, you thought you heard something, it's not worth it to take it into the air, so just abort.
Okay.
So the thing with that is, especially as we get into the summer, it's not really an issue with this airplane because this one has so much power. But you see where the fence line ends? It's kind of tough to tell.
Yeah.
But later on when we land, I'll try to remember and point out where the fence line ends. It's about halfway down the runway. So if I'm not at 45 miles an hour by the time we get to the fence line, we're going to abort because we're not going to have enough time to get to 60 and rotate. And something's like drastically wrong.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, I just kind of go through this. So we'll abort, take off throttle back to idle, stop using brakes, which I know sounds like normal, but we've had people send the plane off the cliff at the end because they tried to use the brakes with full power. So power back first, then use our brakes to slow down.
Clear practice, traffic check, 50 uniform, starting base, runway 29, clear practice.
If we have an engine loss after rotation, we'll push the yoke forward to gain flying speed, use our flaps as necessary, and prepare to land somewhere straight ahead. Again, also sounds simple, but later on, somebody will probably do it with you, or they take you to Pittsfield or something. You take off, you get to 50 feet, they'll pull the power on you, and you understand that yes, I'm gonna have to push the nose, right? But you really gotta push that thing hard to get it to back to 80, because you're going from this, and your airspeed bleeds off really fast, and then you push it, you gotta get going basically straight back down.
Alright, if not, the weight of the engine is going to pull you straight down, and you're basically trying to trim out back to level? Or
No, so I want to push that nose so that we're descending now. Or just so that we're holding 80. Whatever pitch is going to give me 80.
Okay, 80 is the optimal glide slope.
Right.
Okay. This your student?
Yep. Hopefully he does an okay job. I'm a little nervous about his landing. A smidge fast.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking, but... Loading.
Yep.
Oh, he's not touching down till about the fence line, or close to it.
Good job, Dylan. A little fast.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Looked like he landed soft, though.
Yeah, pretty good job. How was it? See if he tells me the truth.
Pretty good. Got it. It was a little hazy up at 5,500 feet, but no issues.
Okay.
3-3, you can just park on the other side of 558, please.
Alright, I'm ready if you're ready.
All right.
Doors latched.
Okay, window AC still on.
Gray Barrington
See if I
traffic.
can remember. Oh.
Cherokee 20 Romeo's departing runway 29 straight out to the west, Gray Barrington. Okay, let's go. Right on that center line.
Nope.
There's our 60. It's gonna weather vane into the wind. It's fine. Help her off, help her off.
Okay.
There you go. Bumps as we go through the trees.
Yep.
Just keep that nose down there. There you go. Keep that nose down a little bit more.
Okay.
Just keep
Get to
your
that
speed
100?
up. Yep.
Okay. 1,000 feet flaps, or?
Yep. Yeah, you're like a freaking pro over there.
Alright. Shoot, just maintain that 100.
Yep, so we'll just maintain 100. It gets fairly bumpy here. I did find some smooth air on my last flight, but I was only up for like 5 minutes. So we'll see. If it looks like we're going to clear the ridge by lots of feet, then we'll be fine. But if not, we'll just do a nice little spiral up and cross the ridge a little bit higher. That way we don't get bounced around quite as badly.
Spiral right or left?
To the right. Actually, let's do that. Let's start a nice shallow right-hand turn.
To the west and full
Okay.
stop. Runway 21, code off.
And keep the climb.
Yep, keep the climb. And so we'll just do a nice spiraling turn to get us a little bit more altitude before we cross that ridge. Because all that ridge is a bump maker. Gray Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo, about 2 miles to the northwest of the field, spiraling up through 1700 for 2,500 at Gray Barrington. Gonna cross the ridge to the west.
Still trying to get my brain to realize that I've got to increase pitch to reduce airspeed.
Yep.
That's sort of counterintuitive, but I'm getting it.
Well, just think of it in terms of gravity. Things don't speed up going upwards, do they? Except for rocket ships, and this is not a rocket ship.
I mean, if I think about it, it's perfectly logical, but it's instinctual. It's kind of sort of like take a little bit to get. We shooting for 25, was it?
Yeah, 2,500.
9123, we're just...
I was wondering where the bumps went.
I'll say that's fairly good timing here, huh?
There was 2,500. We'll keep going up to 3,000.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to level out and go straight down the valley at 25.
That's going to be flying over
There we go. This is a good heading right here.
Huh?
right towards that big ass cloud up there. Keep an eye on your altitude and be ready to level off at 3,000. Don't let it sneak up on you.
Okay.
Okay, bring that power right back. Hold that nose down there, because you're still going to be climbing.
Hold it down?
Yep.
Oh.
There you go. See how we're still climbing?
Right. Somehow I automatically think if I pull the power back, I'm gonna...
Bring it right back.
2,300 roughly?
Yep, keep it coming. There you go. Looking better. Alright, let's get ourselves trimmed up as we are about to go over a pond, so we might get a pretty good bump here.
Okay. Let's see, I'm pushing down, so I gotta...
About traffic to Phone Quebec, 2 miles to the southwest. Inbound full stop will overfly the field and enter the left downwind for runway 21, Cobalt.
Back over to my cloud. Teacups.
Yep. Alright, there's our valley. Let's go down that. We'll feel it out, see what it's like.
Okay.
I want you to focus on looking outside, but using a good scan of your instruments, maintaining that 3,000 feet, adjusting your power and your pitch accordingly, and your trim to maintain that 3,000 feet. Because it's not like super bumpy, so it shouldn't be terribly difficult, but it is going to be a little tricky to maintain your altitude today because you got a lot of thermals to deal with.
Does that have something to do with the rain earlier, or?
No, it's just warm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Bring that power back just a little bit for me. There you go, that's good. And just really pay attention to that pitch of the nose and your horizon and what they're doing together. To maintain that 3,000 feet.
Downwind, runway 21, Cobalt.
Traffic 151, entering the downwind runway 20, round 7.
20 Romeo.
I think they were saying runway 20.
Oh.
Alright, so you might need a little bit more power, just a touch. How's business?
Good, good. I can't complain, man. It's still strange considering everything that's going on in the world, so.
Yep. I worked on the Volkswagen all weekend.
Nice.
I put a new clutch in it a couple weeks ago. Got it out. Clutch didn't fucking work because it wasn't adjusted, and then it just kept giving me problem after problem. So I get it fixed, running perfectly. Clutch is working, I take it for a ride, and then I notice my tachometer is dead. Tachometer's not working. Well, the fan sucked up the wire for the tachometer. Like, for fuck's sake. So then I get home, I close the driver's door, I'm parked it in the garage, then I go to open the driver's door again, and the fucking thing snaps. So now I gotta put new fucking door handles on the goddamn thing. It's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. Such a pain in the ass. Said to my dad, it's like playing freaking whack-a-mole, you know? Like, I fixed the clutch, it wanted more money in parts.
Yeah. Is this your Jetta you're talking about, or?
No, I got a Volkswagen Bug.
Oh, the Bug. Oh, yeah, but at least those things are so easy to work on, and the parts are economical.
They're just a pain in the balls sometimes. Like, they're easy, because it's pretty self-explanatory how everything works, but, like, actually adjusting the clutch, such a pain in the ass. Especially because mine's lowered. So getting it from, you know, sitting on its wheels to up in the air high enough where you can work on it, pain right in the balls. Alright, let's turn that way.
To right?
Yep, just a little bit. Still just feeling her out.
Skydive in the air, 13.5 and below. Use caution, cross keys, skydive in the air next to it.
traffic shift to 68195. 10 miles to the northwest at 4,500 feet. Maneuver and enter left base for 15.
That's good right there. You can level your wings.
And the glare from this glare shield is just horrendous.
It's terrible. Supposed to not do that. It's literally in the name. So let's turn that direction now. What do you think about your power?
Getting a little high.
And so that wasn't necessarily something that you did. We were kind of flying to the west there for a little bit, and that's where the winds are coming from, so they could have been, you know, making the prop go a little faster.
So you don't really get a super comfort zone. You're always monitoring, making little adjustments, monitoring, making little adjustments.
Yep. Royal pain in the ass. All right, let's do a nice level turn here at 3,000 feet. So I want you to maintain your 3,000 feet as best you can. I want to go all the way around to the left and come back to this general heading. So we're about 240.
Okay.
I want you to pick a bank angle there, preferably about 20 degrees.
20.
And I want you to work on just keeping that bank angle pretty constant and keeping that altitude pretty constant through the whole thing. So we know that as we turn, we need to add some back pressure, right? So what else could we do? Make it a little bit easier on you.
Well, increase the engine speed.
Yep. So give yourself just like 50 to 100 RPM. There we go. That might help.
Oh, a little bubble. I think I'm more comfortable around 15 to 20 degrees at this point. I don't know why.
So just don't let that nose descend on you though.
Nope.
There you go. So just look outside and watch that nose. And use your ears too. So I know that headset fancy smancy thing is quiet, but you can still hear the engine rev up and rev down, right? So if it revs up, that means it's getting more air going through the prop, which means we're probably pointed down, right? Whereas if it revs down, or whatever that would be called, means there's less air going through the prop, so you're probably pointed up, probably slowing down. So use those to your cue too, or to your whatever.
Now, trying to get this horizon line thing going on.
Pulsing. There you go. God, I'm so demanding, aren't I?
The little reminders help though.
Okay, even traffic lights forward, midfield left downwind, runway 24.
Stop pulsing. Alright, so once I covered that up, you did a pretty good job holding your altitude. But when it was uncovered, you were not doing a pretty good job holding your altitude. So I don't know what's up with that. You must be staring at it or something. Try not to stare at it. I know that sounds counterproductive. But the more you stare at it, the more you're going to fixate, the harder it's going to be to fly the airplane.
You're trying to adjust, make all those little micro adjustments.
Alright, so I will steal the airplane from you.
Okay.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some steep turns. You can tell me if you don't like it. Okay? But I'm basically just going to get it over to 45 degrees of bank. I'm going to try to hold my altitude as steady as I can. Okay? So all it is it's a nice coordinated roll in. And it's going to feel really steep, but that's only because you're on that side of the turn. Okay? There's my 30, so I'm going to give myself just a little tiny bit of power, about 200 RPM. And then there's my 45 degree bank. So it feels pretty steep over there, doesn't it?
Yes and no.
And so you can see, I mean, I've done hundreds of them, thousands of them maybe. So I know just about how much back pressure I need to hold that nose steady on the horizon. But you can see I'm literally doing it with one finger.
I thought that was the 30-degree line, I guess.
That is, I'll get a little steeper. There we go. And so I'm literally doing it with one finger. Okay? So once you find your back pressure, you can just keep it there. So whatever's on the horizon, wherever the horizon is intersecting the cowling right now, is level in a left-hand turn. So where is it?
Okay.
Where is that horizon?
Just past the second rivet out there.
Okay.
So in my eyes, yeah. I mean, the mountain's messing up a little here and there, but...
Yep. Okay, now the rollout is a little tricky. So we're going to give it aileron, rudder, forward pressure, and release the power back to where we were before the turn.
So right aileron, right rudder, and a little bit of a...
And bring the power back.
And power back.
Yep. That way, because if you don't do the push and the power back, the airplane's going to roll out and it's just going to climb. And on the test, you're going to watch yourself fail and you're going to feel terrible about it.
Okay.
All right, you've got the controls.
All right.
These mountains are going to be a little bumpy, so I'd like to get back in the area that we were just in.
Okay.
So we can fly straight ahead and do a right turn, or you can do a left turn now, however you prefer. If we do the left turn now, it's going to get real bumpy.
Well, we got to do more rights, I guess, so... Work on more rights.
All right, let's go ahead. And so you're going to have to just make that bank angle according to the mountain, because I don't want to go over the mountain. There you go. Okay, so something you're going to notice in these steep turns, it's really easy to get going like way too fast, and it's really easy to get going way too slow. So you kind of got to try to keep your nose in that, like imagine a little box around the horizon. You kind of got to keep it in that box. This is a good heading right here. Because if you pull up too much, since we're in a bank, we've got a lot of drag out there, it's going to slow down really, really fast. And if we let our nose down too much, that's called the graveyard spiral. So the more you pull, the tighter the spiral gets, and it's just not a good place to be. Easy to get out of, but not a good place to get yourself into. Let's turn to the left a little bit. Okay, right here is good. You can roll out here. So we're going to kind of break it down a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the bank angle, and you're going to work the forward backwards. Okay? I want you to try to keep us level through the whole turn. And then once we get that kind of nailed down, then I'll let you do the whole thing together. Okay? Alright. What was I going to say? Oh, I can only do about like 6, 8 of these turns, and I start to get motion sick, so let me know if you start to get motion sick.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to roll in. I'm going to do the bank, you do the pitch.
Now, should we be considering maneuvering speed during this too, or no?
Nope, we're below maneuvering speed, so we're fine. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to roll in. Wherever that nose was before when we were doing it, just try to get it right there. So you got to pull that nose up. Pull, 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 pull. Pull. There we go. And so you notice how I'm kind of shallowing out as you pull?
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to shallow out a little bit more, because what happens is if I keep you in a 45-degree bank and you pull, it starts to overbank. See how our bank is getting steeper?
Yeah.
So I'm going to shallow out a little bit.
So the effects compound with each other?
Yep, it's called an overbanking tendency. So you got to roll out of the turn a little bit to pull back, and then there you go. We're just on the thermal. You're fine. So I'm going to steepen it up. Okay, here comes a good horizon. So put that horizon where it's supposed to be. Alright, and we're going to roll out here. A little bit of forward pressure. Push, 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 push. There you go. Alright, not terrible. Not the best thing. Let's try, I'm going to give it all to you.
Okay.
And we're going to try it. So don't pulse.
Okay.
Okay, just nice,
starting
smooth.
at 3,100 here.
Yep. And you don't have to be an aerobatic pilot.
Not my goal.
Okay, so let's make it steeper. Good. And just hold that nose up there. No death grip on the controls. Find a teacup, but hold that nose up. Hold it up, 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 up. More.
Even with the mountains like that?
There you go. Now let's steepen it up. There you go. Hold that nose. See how it's sliding down towards the ground?
Yep.
Okay, so you're sinking just a little bit, so just pull that nose up just a little bit more.
Left downwind runway 24, looks to be number 24 Brickett.
Okay, let's roll out going that way.
Okay, so a little power back.
Are you dizzy yet?
Roll back. No, I could see where it could eventually come though, I mean.
Yeah, it gets a little, especially, like you aren't moving your head much. If you move your head in those things, oh, not good. Alright, let's fly nice straight and level up the valley here. So, you really got to watch that nose, because in those turns, just even the smallest little blip up or down screws up the whole maneuver. So it's tough in bumps like this when you're kind of bouncing around anyways. But just try to remember when I did the turn, where that horizon intersected with the cowling, and that'll give you level every single time. I know it's tough with the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, because then the horizon obviously raises and lowers, so.
Right, so you kind of just got to figure out where that horizon would be. Yeah, so now tonight I have the joy of trying to find where the tachometer wire went inside the fan shroud.
Probably got chewed up and spit out.
Hopefully. I was just like, what the fuck? You know, all I want to do is drive the goddamn thing down the road. That's it. Are any of your cars from, like, you bought them from a prior owner?
What's that?
Did you buy your cars from, like, a prior owner, or did you have any of them since they were new? Or in the family?
No, yeah, no, nothing. Nothing since it was new, really. I mean, no, I wasn't alive in '53, or, you know.
Yeah, because mine I got from some guy down in Dutchess County, and I took the engine out of it, I got a clutch and all the crap for a 1972 Volkswagen. Well, then I come to find out, it's not a 1972 transmission, and the engine isn't a 1972 engine.
Almost none of those things are original.
Yeah, so it's just like trying to track down what is original and what's not. Pain in the balls. But we're getting there.
Is it a Super Beetle, or is it just a standard? Or?
Just a standard Beetle.
Yeah.
But it is nice because parts are pretty cheap for it, especially when you compare it to, you know, Mopar or Ford prices.
Well, when I had my warehouse out in Fresno, the guy that managed that for me, he has a friend out there that has a yard. I think they had a whole lot of old Beetles out there too, so
oh, really?
If you need something rare or whatever, let me know. I might be able to facilitate something like that with you.
Because that's the place to go for Beetles and Volkswagens in general. Everything is California. All the parts got to get shipped across the country. I'm like, you can't get a East Coast warehouse?
Well, no, it's, I mean, that's just where the scene is, you know, from back in the day, and that's where a lot of the good rust-free sheet metal is, so.
Alright, so we're going to cross the ridge here. We're going to keep going straight like a minute or so, and then we'll cross the ridge. Just keep an eye on that power setting. It's a little high. But you do what you got to do to maintain level. Alright, let's go ahead and cross the ridge now. It's going to be bumpy. So what'd you think of the steep turns? Not that bad, right?
No, not that bad. I mean, first time trying, I guess.
Sullivan County,
You'll
Warrior
practice and practice and practice,
out,
and you'll find that the left one is always worse than the right one. That's why I always start off. Plus, I can do a really good left steep turn, but a right steep turn I can't do to save my freaking life. So yeah, but you'll practice and practice, and they'll get better and better. Let's head down the valley there. Hey, Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo, about 4 miles to the west, over the ridge, going to be transiting down to the south of the field, maneuvering 3,000 feet, Great Barrington.
Kingston traffic, 60 Lima turning downwind 15. Close traffic, Kingston.
Skyacres traffic, a blue and white ball entering the left downwind 17, Skyacres.
Are there any VW clubs around here for you to join, or?
There's one down in Connecticut that I've been looking at. I want to go. There's a show down in Terrytown, Connecticut. I think it's July 12th or something. There's also one up in New Hampshire that I might go to.
Yeah, once you get into those clubs with other guys, life gets a lot easier.
Yeah, you start to figure it out.
Yeah, and well, not to mention you just have valuable resources around, you know. You need something, somebody probably has it in the garage. If they don't, they know where they can get it.
Or they know how to actually do the job. You know,
that doesn't hurt.
I need to get the heater channels replaced, and that's trying to track down somebody to do that is not an easy task.
Sullivan County Airport, 28 Tango Lima.
In any case, I'm going to take the flight controls from you.
2,400 feet. 2,400 feet.
Kingston traffic, 60 Lima turning base for 15. Kingston.
Skyacres traffic, blue and white ball left to base 17, Skyacres.
Trying to get comfortable over there?
Yeah, sooner or later.
That side is much more spacious than this side, I can tell you that.
I was gonna say when I got in, I'm like, I think the seat shrunk this week.
Nope, probably not. Alright, well, whenever you want the controls, you can have them. I want to fly straight and level here. 2,900 feet is fine, 3,000 feet is fine, somewhere in this general neighborhood is fine. I did give you a little bit of up trim. Watch your pitch there.
2,400 to enter the downwind for 1-by-3-3. Speed traffic, Simpson, left downwind.
Okay, so what we're going to practice today, nice and simple. Easiest way to get out of the clouds when you get into the clouds is a 180-degree turn. So once you get yourself nice and straight and level, I want to do a 180-degree turn around to the right. Nothing steep, nothing crazy, just a nice, gentle right-hand turn.
Given traffic, Pierce left base, runway 24.
Okay, so first thing is we're going to turn, let's turn to the 3-3. Okay, we'll go around to the right, so you can go ahead around to the right. Nothing too steep, nothing too crazy, because the steeper it is, the easier it is to get yourself all discombobulated and screwed up. So it's best if you just keep it nice and gentle.
Good speed traffic, Simpson, left base, runway 14, good speed. Skyacres traffic, 13 Tango turning left downwind for 17, Skyacres. The turn into the downwind for 1-by-3-3, left traffic.
Alright, not too bad. That wasn't too hard, was it?
Nope.
You held your altitude really well. You rolled out on the right heading. That was good. Make sure whenever somebody tells you to do a 180-degree turn, look at what heading you're on. Everybody forgets to do it. They start the turn and then they just keep going around in circles until they figure it out. All right, let's turn right. Let's put the 6 on top.
That's finally down runway 20, Robinson.
In traffic, 60 Lima turning crosswind, 15. Close traffic, Kingston.
Okay, the 6 might be a bit aggressive. This is fine. All right, so just straight and level now like this.
Tango Lima turning base, runway 23.
Don't fixate.
60 Lima turning left
Your scan up.
for 15.
Doing okay over there?
16177 is turning.
You got very quiet. I was starting to get worried.
No, I'm
Focusing.
yeah, trying to bounce back and forth here, trying to figure out this altitude indicator, because for where I'm sitting, the orange dot is not on the horizon when I'm straight and level, so I'm trying to decide where that's supposed to be for me to be level.
For runway 33.
Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo's over at the field 3,000 feet, maneuvering Great Barrington. Oh, those are some good little bumps, sorry. All right, let's do a nice shallow left turnaround to 240, so we'll treat this one just like a 180. Nice and shallow, nothing crazy. There you go, that's good right there. So this little airplane is, remember that's the big world outside.
Traffic 746, entering the left downwind to runway 20.
That was weird, because I didn't even feel the steepness, so that's where you lose it, right?
Yep. It's like you can watch your GoPro later, and you'll see that you were doing like real steep turns under the hood, but then outside you were doing like, oh, little dainty tiny turns. It's because you don't realize it. All right, not bad. I got the controls. You can take those off.
That's 60 Lima turning base, 15. Close traffic.
I find myself regularly taking my feet off of the rudders, like when, we gotta put the hood on, you got control, I'll take them off, and then I don't put them back on.
Oh, you forget to put it back on?
Yeah, because I guess maybe I'm not, I'm not 100% comfortable with them already, you know, I mean,
4 Zulu Sierra is departing 29.
I kind of know when I'm supposed to use them and when I'm not, but I guess there's not a certain high level of confidence on that yet, so.
Yeah, let's see here. What is it? So you can do one of these jobs. So put your hand on the, okay, and your feet are on the rudder?
Yep.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is we're tracking straight towards Twin Lakes, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna bank the airplane to the right, and I'm gonna give it right rudder, keep that nose stuck right on Twin Lakes. Okay, and they're pretty aggressive banks. Okay, so we just do it like that, and then I'm trying to keep it right on Twin Lakes. So we're keeping that. You can see that ball is bouncing around a little bit,
right?
But it's not doing much. So I'll do the bank, you do the rudder. I want to keep us pointing right at keep us pointing right at Twin Lakes.
Try to coordinate a little bit.
All right, you got both of them.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So it's right with right.
Yep, right with right, left with left. Okay.
One's got to come slightly after the other to counter?
Yep, so feel my feet and feel my hands. You ready?
Okay.
So I'm going to roll in, and then I'm going to roll back to the right. I'm going to roll to the left. Then I'm going to roll to the right. Then I'm going to roll to the left. There you go. You're getting the hang of it now. Keep it going. A little bit too much.
Sullivan County 2, 8 Tango Lima.
It's weird.
Alright, let's do a nice turnaround. We'll try it to the north.
Crosswind for runway 33.
Like half that rudder. Half of it.
Half that
There you
rudder?
go. Just enough to keep that ball in the center. Those are called Dutch rolls. You're just going back. You're keeping. What's happening is you're turning the airplane. You're using the rudder. And who's inbound for runway 29 at Great Barrington?
Skyakers traffic, please Sirius 45 to left down 117, Skyakers. 4 Zulu Sierra is left crosswind 29 departing to the west. Great Barrington traffic.
Head for runway 33.
Okay, yeah, Cherokee 20 Romeo, we're 3 miles to the south maneuvering, 2,500 Great Barrington. Alright, he shouldn't be a factor. But what you're doing is you're using the rudder to get into the turn, and then as you roll out, you're using that rudder to keep yourself on that point, and then you're doing it again and again. So to really use that rudder on the roll out to keep yourself on the point. So pick a point here. It could be a cloud or mountain. I don't give a shit as long as we're not going that way over the mountains.
Just that really dark mountain point out there, I guess, there in the middle.
Okay. So all we're gonna do is just give it some left and some left rudder. There you go. And now right and right rudder, and then left and left rudder, and try to keep them about even bank-wise. Left. There you go. You can be a little more aggressive with it.
Traffic, please Sirius left base.
But don't get yourself right rudder only when you're going to the right, left rudder only when you're going to the left, okay?
But I gotta pick one here, okay.
Okay, that's too much.
Well, it feels like you're going much farther, but when I even try, it just goes...
Yep, it's frustrating. So, look, ready?
Something for me to play with in the sim.
Yes. You feel my foot and feel my ailerons, okay? We're gonna go to the left.
Please Sirius final 17.
Now we're gonna go to the right. Left, right. And I can feel you over there doing it with me.
Well, it's a timing thing.
Yep. Okay, we'll save those for next time. We gotta stop. We can feel it in my
definitely
stomach.
feels weird.
Okay. Okay, now there's an airplane down there over the airport.
See him.
Okay, let's turn. Okay, Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo, about a mile to the southwest of the field. We're gonna enter the left downwind for runway 29 at Great Barrington.
Traffic experimental 4 Zulu Sierra is 1,900. Just heading west of the field, departing to the west. Great Barrington.
Yeah, I've got you in sight. You're northeast of the field, not to the west.
Thank you, sir.
Don't even know where he is. Alright, let's bring that power back. Let's put that carb heat on. Let's turn down to the south a little bit more. We're going to set ourselves up to enter the pattern. Did you see him? Did you see that guy?
I did see him, yeah. Coming where he was taking off.
That's why you don't trust what people say. Alright, this is good right here. He said he was on the west side of the field going to the west, but he was on the east side of the field going north. So, yeah, I don't know where the fuck he was.
Turning final for 333. Southern County.
Okay, so we're going to keep this line going. It's going to be a fairly steep turnaround to join the downwind.
Okay.
Traffic, please Sirius.
Those Dutch rolls got to me at the very end. I was like, oh shit, that was one too many.
I'll play with those on the sim and see if I can't get a feel for
See if
them.
you can figure it out. Alright, let's do that right turnaround. Nothing crazy, just a normal turn. We're coming down to 1,750 feet, so keep letting that nose come down. And Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo. Oh, call it 2 miles to the southwest of the field. Going to join the 45 for the left downwind runway 29 at Great Barrington. Okay, keep a scan on that altimeter for your altitude. Also keep a scan outside for that guy who doesn't know where he is or where he's going.
Okay, creeping up on 1750. More power to get it. Keep it there then.
There you go, and let's turn right onto our downwind.
Dakota 50.
Great.
Little lift there.
Great Barrington traffic 20 Romeo's on a left downwind for 29 Great Barrington. Alright, you see that field with the trees in it? Point towards that, that's where we want to be.
Yep.
On our downwind. Let's go a little bit steeper to the right there. We'll correct towards that point.
Short final, runway 17.
There we go, perfect. So we're getting a little low. Alright, go ahead and bring that power back, 1800-ish. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. Carpet on, which it already is.
Yep.
Give me 1 notch of flaps. Okay, 100 miles an hour, exactly what we're aiming for, so that's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. 100 is like the lowest I want to be right here.
Okay.
I don't want to get going much slower than that. So we're going to do a nice shallow turn onto our base, so we're going to be facing to the north there. Great Barrington traffic 20 Romeo's turn to the left.
Should I still be dropping a little altitude or no?
Yep, just let her come around. I'll tell you when to add some power. You can go a little steeper than that. There you go. We're going to get some good bumps as we fly over the rivers. Give me a little bit of power. So let's make this turn just a smidge bit steeper. Let that nose come down. Give me some more power. Alright, bring your power back about 50 to 100 RPM, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Good, second notch of flaps. There we go. Give me about half a turn of up trim.
Half
a turn up?
Yep. Let's start a left-hand turn over towards runway 29. Nothing crazy, nothing too steep. Great Barrington traffic 20 Romeo's final 29 Great Barrington. Alright, so we're going a bit fast, but that's fine. We got nothing but time here to slow ourselves down. Okay, bring that power back a little bit. Third notch of flaps. Okay, give me a full turn of up trim. Alright, you're flying, I'm just doing the power, kind of nudging you along. Okay, we're gonna get a good bump over the trees, I'd assume.
Dakota 55
But you're doing good with that pitch. You're doing good with your speed. Everything's looking good. Don't freak out if we hit any big bumps, alright? Okay, so I'm going to bring that power back. There we go. Good, add just a little bit of back pressure for me. Perfect. Okay, I got the controls. Okay, coming in, see if we're going to have a good landing today. Just bringing that nose up. Up. See? No, I can't have a fucking good landing in this thing. Oh gosh, you got the controls, a little bit of brakes. Let's roll it all the way to the end of the runway.
Right, can't find a damn brake. There we go.
They are. I don't know what it is about this freaking plane. We're gonna go all the way down to the end of the...
Alright.
Start getting in the habit of this. Depending on the day, Rick doesn't like it when you really use the brakes because they're expensive. So a lot of the time we just roll it to the end, especially when you're practicing takeoffs and landings, because it gives you a nice spot to pull off and do everything that you need to be doing. So you can just follow it right around and we'll stop facing north. There we go. Alright, I know this doesn't have an after landing checklist, so we'll just do it. Flaps up. Trim to neutral.
Pretty much there, okay.
Carpet off. And let's go ahead and turn our landing lights off. And our fuel pump off. There you go. And so if it was nighttime, I would turn my strobes off after landing. That way we're not blinding other people. But it's fine for now. It's daytime, they're not that bright. So now you can make a call that we're going to back taxi 29 to the ramp at Great Barrington.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, back taxi to the ramp, 29.
There we go. And we can just whip her right on out there.
After we look.
Yep, after you look. I had a introductory flight right before you. We were coming down the runway after we landed, and I was like, oh, okay, you can work the brakes, and in that plane there's differential brakes. And he just laid all on one brake. We just started like hairpinning off the runway. It was like, holy shit.
Like a tail dragger doing one of those, I forget what they're called.
A ground loop.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Push on both pedals, but...
Alright, where would you like it?
South side of the fuel pumps, please. Perfect, right here is good.
Okay. Alright, flaps are retracted.
I
fuel
guess
pumps
it is on there. Fuck.
Throttle.
It's fine where it is.
100. Lights off, strobes, navs.
Remember that nav switch is a three-way switch, so it's got to be in the middle.
Oh.
There you go.
Aha. Okay. Next master. Is it?
No, there's not one, but you can turn that off. I got this one.
Okay. Off mixture.
Master off, magnetos. He's out. Parking brake released.